Hello, welcome. You're listening to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy, and with me is my co-host, Trent.
Hi, Betsy.
You're Trent.
Hey.
And you're my husband. Anyway, we're going to watch a movie today.
Still married.
Still married. Sorry, guys. We're going to watch a movie today that I have seen, that you have not seen. We are watching another Adam McKay film, The Other Guys.
The Other Guys.
Not just the Other Guys. So, Trent, like I just said, you have not watched this movie.
Nope.
Why have you not watched The Other Guys? We've talked about Adam McKay a number of times on this podcast.
I'm kind of late to the Adam McKay party. I didn't actually watch, I'm just going to show my ass here. I didn't watch Anchorman or Anchorman 2 until Betsy and I were together. Like, well after.
I did that to you?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all, but I'm very proud of past Betsy for doing so.
So the Adam McKay stuff that I have seen, it's actually started with, God, did I watch? I think I watched Anchorman 1 first. I don't think I got to the point where I watched Anchorman 2 first.
I feel like I made you watch Anchorman because I wanted to see the sequel, I found out you hadn't.
Yeah, you forced me to watch the first one. Not forced, but you had me watch the first one before we went to see the second one, and I like both of them.
Yes.
And I remember, like, Anchorman is like kind of our generation's Big Lebowski, and I know Big Lebowski came out in the 90s, and it is of our era, but the people who like Lebowski are a little bit older than us, and I think our generation kind of quotes Anchorman a whole lot more.
It's a quintessentially stupid movie
Yes.
that we love.
Yes.
And love to talk about.
Right, and Anchorman 2 was still good. I know there's a lot of people who shit on Anchorman 2.
It's fine. Who cares?
I like to. Anyway, I also watched Talladega Nights. I'm not that big of a fan of Talladega. I know, Betsy, you love that movie.
It's so stupid. It's okay. It's another one of those that these movies are movies you talk about with your friends and family.
Yes.
And Talladega Nights is one that my brother and I love. Like,
Yes.
I will just text him stupid quotes from Talladega Nights on a whim
Betsy,
because it's always funny.
Betsy got matching t-shirts to go along with her brother,
Yeah.
with one t-shirt saying shake with a fist and the other one saying bake with another fist.
Yes, I got shake and bake t-shirts.
Uh-huh.
They're real dumb. I love them.
And I think Talladega is very much in the more stupid category for me. I still like it. It's still good, but it's not my style.
Okay.
And then more of the modern stuff. I mentioned last time, I really love The Big Short and Vice. Some of his more new, more serious and political things.
Satirical.
Yeah, that kind of thing. We've also covered Don't Look Up on this podcast and Step Brothers, which you can go and listen to those episodes to hear what I think about those. But yes, suffice it to say, I am an Adam McKay fan. But I haven't actually sat down to watch this movie because I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, we started this podcast over a year ago. This movie's been out since 2010.
Yeah, this movie came out a year and plus.
Yeah, and you've wanted me to watch this movie
Yes,
forever.
I have.
And here we are.
Yes, so that all being said, what do you know about The Other Guys?
It's kind of a buddy cop movie.
Okay.
So it's Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. I think they're detectives, and they somehow it's one of these, like, one is by the book and one is not, just some weird thing like that, and they're going after a drug dealer, let's say. I know that there's a whole lot of, like, cameo appearances in this movie.
Okay. I
couldn't really tell you all of them off the top of my head, and I'll save that for what I do know. It is very much a comedy. I know that Ava Mendes is in it.
Yes, she is.
And she is married to Will Ferrell. I know that much, and I think that's probably one of the more funny things about this. Just put those two together.
Just a surface joke.
This tall, pasty-looking motherfucker next to Ava Mendes.
Yes. Just stand next to each other, and now you're married.
Yeah. I mean, that's about all I know. I mean, it's a bunch of car chases. It's weird, funny gags. I don't think this movie is as beloved as his other work.
I don't think so. This one, I think, is all right compared to the other ones as far as what people think about it.
Yeah.
I like it. That's why I want you to see it.
Yeah.
But I would be willing to bet that, yes, this is not as beloved as something like Step Brothers, because they're just so inherently stupid and quotable. Mm-hmm. And this one is when it's like that sweet spot right between when he was making the goofy fucking movies.
Right.
And the modern satirical dramedies.
Speaking of quotes, I remember one more thing about it. I know Michael Keaton is in it.
Okay.
And he quotes TLC's Waterfalls. All right. I know that much.
Which is interesting because I didn't know he was in this when it came out. They kind of kept that one pretty hush-hush.
Okay.
So when he shows up, it was quite a surprise to me. So I'm glad you already know that.
Yeah.
I don't have to keep that a secret from you. But yeah, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and go watch The Other Guys, and we will be right back in a minute. And we're back. So that was The Other Guys, Trent. So now we've rounded out all of the Adam McKay movies.
I guess.
You can say you've seen them all.
I guess, yeah.
What did you think of this one?
So that was kind of a chaotic mess.
A little bit. It doesn't quite know what it wants to be because it's, like I said, it's the sweet spot in between what he's doing now and what he was doing before this, but he doesn't go far enough one way or another.
You could tell that's where he wants to go as a director and as a writer.
Yes. So you get moments of absolute goofy stupidity.
Right.
And it's funny.
Sure.
But it's absolutely contrary to other parts of the movie.
Adam McKay knows how to write funny dialogue. And if he can manage to get the right cast together, he'll hit a home run every time. But in this one, he's got a great cast. There's a lot of people in this movie.
There's a lot of people.
There's probably too many people in the movie.
I mean, you could say that about most of his recent ventures. Like The Big Short, there's so many people in that movie.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
This is a taste of what was yet to come.
You're right. He has good casting choices, I think.
Yes, I think everybody who is in this worked for what they were doing.
I think Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg actually do pretty well bouncing off each other. The attitude of both those guys complement each other.
It's because Will Ferrell is a tower of just he's
a tower, all right.
He commits to being the straight-laced idiot.
Oh yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg is really good at playing.
He's like a yippy
just
dog.
A hothead.
He's a yippy dog.
Yes.
That's how I describe him.
He's so angry. He's so angry this whole movie. He's a peacock. He's got to fly. Let him fly.
Let him fly.
Yeah, I really like Mark Wahlberg in this movie because he's doing what Mark Wahlberg always does, but when you put him up against Will Ferrell, it's a completely different dynamic.
And he gets the joke. I think a lot of these types of guys who were like not really actors and they kind of fell into it. Mark Wahlberg is not a good actor.
He can be, but you have to put him in such a specific role for him to excel.
That being said, if you can get the joke and if you're cast in a comedy, you got to get the jokes.
Yes.
And in this, he does.
And he was going along with it, too. Like, this is a movie that, like every other Adam McKay movie, they're allowed to improvise.
Yeah.
And he was improvising with everybody else in this movie. Mm-hmm. And I know that they've made other movies since. Like, he and Will Ferrell made that Daddy's Home movie.
Yeah.
I have no interest in seeing that. I understand why they did it, because this one was actually pretty successful. And the two of them, it doesn't make sense. They're such an odd couple.
The dynamic between those guys should not work.
But it does.
But it does.
Why does it work?
I don't know. But with me calling this like a chaotic kind of a movie, no one can look at this movie and disagree. Like, it is everywhere. The plot makes no sense. The scheme that they're trying to crack really doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they don't bother trying to explain it.
It's loosey-goosey.
They even have an opportunity to sit Steve Coogan down and say, okay, explain everything from the beginning and tell the audience what the hell we are doing here. But they don't do it.
No, he says, I lost people's money and now they want it back.
Right. It's a one-line thing.
That's all. Yep. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
But they don't even say the word Ponzi, the phrase Ponzi scheme.
No, and I didn't really get that until the very end when everybody's in the room.
Right. And then, of course, we're kind of jumping all over the place, but I forgot. Like, I knew that this was what this movie was that there was money and there was something to do with the police pension fund.
Yeah.
I remembered that. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It's been many years, probably because I've been trying to get you to watch it with me, and so I haven't watched it by myself.
Yes.
But I didn't remember how they talk about it and play it over the credits. Like, they are describing in infographics how a Ponzi scheme works.
Yep.
And it struck me as, wow, yeah, this is literally where Adam McKay went next. So he made The Other Guys soon after 2008.
Yeah.
But then what he really wanted to make was The Big Short.
Right.
Which is why this movie, it's sort of interesting, but it's way at the end of the movie in the credits when everybody's checked out and it has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
It's interesting, but why is it there?
But, of course, Adam McKay doing The Big Short, and we're going to keep on talking about a bunch of his movies here because there's not much to talk about, in my opinion. But Adam McKay didn't actually come up with the idea for The Big Short. The Big Short is based off a book.
Right.
Written by Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis is a guy, if you like in-depth, investigative, like, book writing, journalism, whatever you want to call it.
It's like
look him up.
Journalism turned novel sort of a thing.
Kinda, yeah. He also wrote Moneyball.
Yeah. He's a storyteller.
Yes.
He just also is a journalist.
He's an excellent storyteller. He also has a podcast called Against the Rules, I think it's called. It's really, really good. But yeah, The Big Short is based on a book that he needed to have that in order to have an excuse for him to go that direction.
Right. And this is like, you could see the seeds of it because it's the same thematically, like Wall Street and bad guys making bad investments,
right?
And the
he's got his like social commentaries kind of sprinkled throughout.
Yep.
And it's just right in your face with the credits saying, hey, this is what the TARP bailout did. We could have taken that money that we just gave all the banks for nothing and given every person in America like $2,700.
Yeah.
And done whatever with it. We kind of did that during the pandemic stuff, but that's a different story.
That is a different story. But meanwhile, you've got that tacked at the end, and then we know where his career went from there.
Yeah.
And then the rest of this movie, it's like a melodramatic cop movie, but it's also an action cop movie, but it's also a buddy cop movie.
Right.
So you've got, at the beginning, we start with our hero cops, who are Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And, yes, excuse me, Dwayne Johnson, because he's credited as Dwayne Johnson already here, with hair. He still had hair in 2010.
Yeah.
And they just come in and cause tons of
literally
collateral
guns
damage.
blazing. Yeah, and they were like chasing these people who had like a quarter of an ounce of marijuana or something.
It was a misdemeanor.
Right.
And they caused $20 million worth of damage.
Right.
And so it's like the guns ablaze.
Yeah, these are the hotshot cops that everybody's jealous of.
Yep.
Especially Mark Wahlberg, because he wants to be the hotshot cop. But the reason he isn't is because when he was a beat cop, like doing security at Yankee Stadium
during the World Series
during
or something.
Game 7 of the World Series. For some reason, Derek Jeter comes waltzing in and he says, "You can't come in here. This is a restricted area." Shoots him in the leg.
He shoots Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
He does that.
What do they call him? They call him Yankee Clipper.
The Yankee Clipper. And yeah, so you've got the trope of the action cops, and there's some things about this that I really like. The premise is funny because they talk about these are the guys you always see in the movies, and then there's the other guys, and they literally give a speech about how they hate doing paperwork. They have like women to have sex with, even though we don't want to.
All the women that we have to have sex with.
And they're big heroes, and they have like speeches and medals.
Right.
And in movies, that's the trope, and everybody just gets away with it.
And they get free hot dogs.
For life.
But not drinks.
No drinks. He can't do it.
Can't do it.
So yeah, they set it up like that. These are the kind of cops we're about to watch.
Right.
When in reality, we're going to see the pencil pusher.
Right.
And the hothead.
So I was kind of surprised. This movie is PG-13.
It is PG-13.
I did not know that he was capable of making a PG-13 movie.
He's restrained enough that, yes, he does it.
In fact, I think maybe Step Brothers is also PG-13, now that I think about it, because I don't recall a whole lot of cursing in that.
I think that one is R. I think
it?
that one's R. Anchorman is PG-13, though.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Still. Adam...
It's definitely not where he's been. He's been hard R for a while.
Right. But yeah, I wanted to point that out. But yes, we get the big ceremony and whatever else, and then we get another call. There is a bank heist or some kind of heist. Is it the jewelers at this point? I can't remember.
Something to that effect. Yeah, they like take a wrecking ball to a building. They steal a wrecking ball and smash a building. And we find out later it's all a big distraction.
Sure, it's a big ruse, but who cares?
But yeah, there's like a chase, and there's jewel thieves, and the two hero cops have to go and save the day.
Yeah, they chase them all around. They get up onto a roof, and the robbers use a zip line to get down, and they escape.
These are pros.
Yeah, they escape in a van, and they cut the line. And for some reason, unknown to anyone, much less the characters or the people watching the movie, they just leap off a 20-story building.
The two cops.
To their death.
Yes, they do. They say aim for the bushes because they've spent so much time in danger, and they always survive that they think
this isn't Assassin's Creed. There's no bale of hay down there for you to jump into.
This is also a great shot because we see the two of them leap, and we just follow them until they go splat.
And that's, again, it's PG-13. There's no splat here. They just kind of land.
There's a thud.
Yeah.
There's no splat. But they are dead. Like, they are promptly at a funeral.
Very dead. Oh, fuck.
So there's a lot of playing with this trope. Like, the invincible cops are far from invincible. They make really bad decisions. And, like, at the funeral, the two guys are commenting on it, and they're like, there wasn't even, like, a canopy.
Right, they just keep on talking about it.
Why did they do this?
Why would they do that? There's, like, nothing below them. Oh, God.
So, yeah, that's a great trope. You kept commenting on the music throughout this movie.
Yeah, and not the licensed music. We'll get to that.
No. There's plenty of that, too.
It's like the background saxophone kind of like... It's like an old-timey... like cop drama, kind of a thing.
It's the stereotypical 1980s cop drama, saxophone solo music,
right?
Sad sax, I wrote down.
It's just everywhere, and I didn't start noticing it until about halfway through the movie, and then I noticed it everywhere.
Oh yeah, and it's like perfect in how cliche and stupid it is.
And the first time that I started noticing it, there was actually a scene, I can't remember what it was, but like the camera like panned up to some apartment building where there's a dude with a camera.
He's taking pictures of them.
Taking pictures of the two cops. And I figured it was actually going to be a dude just playing saxophone.
I really,
That
once
would have
you
been
said that,
perfect.
wanted it. It would have been the goofy, stupid Adam McKay movie move that we know and love.
Went for it.
And I get why he didn't, and I'm a little sad because once you said that, I'm like, oh shit, you're right, that would have been fucking perfect.
Oh my god.
But yeah, there's like all of that. There's a joke throughout about Will Ferrell being very attractive to sexy women.
Uh-huh.
Not attracted. They are attracted to him.
Uh-huh.
And he is very straight-laced about the whole thing and doesn't seem to understand or notice it.
And he's also
he
terrible.
downplays it.
He's also just fucking terrible to his wife.
He is a terrible person who, like, trash talks his wife.
Yeah.
She's such an old broad and she's a bitch. It's the I hate my wife trope.
Right, the old battle axe.
The old battle axe. But he's married to Ava Mendes, who's a doctor.
Who is smoking hot.
And, like, she comes home wearing her, like, super boob, her boobs are out there.
Oh, yeah.
She's looking, she's displaying them proudly.
Oh, yes.
Her 6-inch heels. And he's just like, why are you dressed like a hobo?
And then, of course, Mark Wahlberg is there just staring.
Who are you?
Cannot get over this.
Okay, but who is this person?
Are you really his wife? Are you married to him? This guy sitting over here? You're married to him? Really?
This guy right here.
Right.
Who is
what are
this
you doing
person?
here?
And then, of course, when he says goodbye, Sheila, good night, Sheila. Like,
and he goes to kiss.
You're like the best person, and he tries to kiss her on the neck.
Right. He goes to kiss her, and then he immediately goes down to her neck. Oh fuck!
Goodbye, Sheila. Goodbye. Go away, Alan. Shut the fuck up. Goodbye, Sheila. Yeah, I almost wish they had gone R because Mark Wahlberg, that dude wanted to drop some F-bombs.
Yeah.
And that would have been funny. I would have loved that.
And I don't really know the reason why. There is an unrated version of this out there.
Oh, is there?
I think we've got some of the. We'll have to watch some of the extras from this this
cut
disc.
scenes and things.
Yeah, because there's a ton of it.
Okay.
All of the Adam McKay movies come with a ton of extra features.
Fair enough. Okay, talking about Adam McKay and talking about improv and stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think of that first scene with the lion and the tuna?
Oh my god. I mean, as improvised lines go, that's fucking brilliant. Because you just keep on going and going and going. That
is one of my favorite things. That is probably my favorite thing in this movie. And it is one of the funnier just improv scenes that I've seen in a movie that I know was improvised.
And Will Ferrell is
because he's
a fucking
so
master.
Committed to the
He just keeps on going.
And he has like stats to back it up. Like, well, you've made a mistake. One lion out in the deep water with me and my sea of tuna. You have made a bad choice. And guess what? We now have a taste for lion, and we will do what we have to get more. And he's explaining an apparatus, like a breathing apparatus, to get the tuna out of the water.
It won't be very good at first. Maybe an hour and a half. But
long enough to get out, find where you live, and hunt you down. And this scene goes on for minutes.
Yep.
It feels incredibly long because he just keeps talking.
And of course, the only coda to that is Mark Wahlberg just throws coffee on him.
Yeah.
That's his only response.
How do you end this scene?
Right.
He gets pissed off and he throws coffee on him. And then there's a lot of things like how he learns to do things sarcastically. Like he, as a child, Mark Wahlberg's character learned how to do ballet dancing and play the harp in order to make fun of people.
Uh-huh.
He learned to do these things exceptionally well, but sarcastically. So that's a funny thing. But there's also a lot of just, and I don't know if I think it was intentionally supposed to be like this, or it's just dated now 12 years later. All of the, you're such a pussy language. Like, they never said that, but it's all like, you're the emasculation. Yeah. There's a lot of that in this movie. And again, it's that thing where this is a cop movie.
I was just going to say, this is a bunch of like bro-ass bro cops.
Yeah.
So that would make sense that they would be doing stuff like that, but to focus on it that much in this movie of all things, I don't know if it needs to be there.
It was right on that line where I'm just like, is this just not aging very well, or is this very intentional?
I don't think it was well done. You could have done it a lot better.
Right, and maybe we can attribute that to some extent you're improvising and not everything sticks the landing.
I guess.
So for lack of much plot in this movie, it's always hard for us to talk about these comedies because so many of the gags are visual and it's all about the timing that you really just have to watch it yourself to get it. But what were some of the moments that you liked in this movie?
So a really funny moment was the quiet fight. What I am deeming as the quiet fight.
Yes, I wrote that down too. They're at the funeral.
Yes.
And the cops are all now, who's going to be the big cheese? Yeah. Who's going to be the duo that kicks ass and replaces these two?
And we haven't mentioned them yet. The other two guys are Rob Riggle, which I like. I like Rob Riggle.
He's had such a weird career.
Yes, but Rob Riggle is basically one note. He has one level. 11. Yes. He is always at 11.
He really is.
So I like him for that, and that's where it ends.
So, okay, just a small side note about Rob Riggle. I just have this memory from when he was on Saturday Night Live of him screaming the word Tylenol.
All right.
I don't even know if that's the real word, but it was like for a commercial, and he's just screaming Tylenol.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
That's Rob Riggle in a nutshell. A dude screaming something stupid. But anyway, yes, he is the other cop.
The other person is Damon Wayans Jr.
This is pre-New Girl.
Yeah.
So he was on, that's probably the thing he is best known for recently.
Yeah.
And yeah, this predates that.
Yeah. And yeah, dude looks identical to his dad.
Oh my God, it's so freaky.
Did you ever watch, you didn't have cable, but did you ever watch the old In Living Color with him?
No.
I did a lot. And I didn't really watch a whole lot of SNL back in the day. What I watched was In Living Color and a little bit of Mad TV.
And Major Payne.
And Major Payne, yes.
Which we talked about in the last episode.
But yeah, I really enjoyed In Living Color back in its day because it was that they were allowed to do things that you would never see on SNL. Like what I deemed Mad TV as like the really goofy kind of out there humor. Mm-hmm. SNL was very topical and very like biting satire things. And In Living Color had to do with, gender and race and all the things that like SNL is kind of doing now, but In Living Color was doing 2 decades ago.
3 decades ago.
3 decades ago, yeah.
In the 80s and 90s.
Started in the late 80s, yeah. But anyway, that's a tangent. We're talking about the quiet fight. They're both, doing the dick waving contest, and they start. It's like, you want to go? You want to go?
You want to go?
Like, shh, guys, we're at a funeral. And then they start fighting on the ground, and like all these other cops start surrounding them, like allowing them to keep on doing it, and they just keep on whispering to each other as they're fighting.
It's exactly what would happen in a fight, but instead of you going, yeah, they're like, yeah. Right. And then even the captain comes over and he's like, what are you guys doing?
Right, and he's like emoting like he is yelling, but he's just whispering.
And again, they milk it just long enough that it's funny, but not too long.
There's one little line there. I think it was Damon Wayans who said, I'm going to get you in the library next. Yeah. Next time I'm going to get you in the library.
It's just a throwaway line, like as he's walking away, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great scene. There's also the part where they go they're investigating, and there's an explosion, and they're knocked to the ground, and they're just screaming.
Talk about improvisation.
Yeah.
All of that was.
Yeah, they're just like, how do people walk away from explosions in movies? I'm calling bullshit.
I need an MRI.
My hands have blisters.
I have soft tissue damage.
And they're just writhing in pain and screaming on the ground.
Yeah. Them getting so after the first time they kidnap Steve Coogan.
Only the first time.
They get him in his Prius. There's a lot of Prius bashing in this movie.
And the Prius was fairly new still at this point. In 2010?
It came out in the mid 2000s, but it was becoming pretty damn popular by then. But anyway, they kidnap him. Whoever the bad guys run into him with their truck. They pull him out of the Prius. They take their guns. They take Steve Coogan, and they also take their shoes.
But you don't even see it.
That's the joke. That's
why did they take our shoes?
And then they pan down and they have no shoes on.
And then they do it again. This is a running gag where that happens again.
Yeah.
They took our shoes again.
Yeah, they strap the Prius to a train somehow and get all the way to Vegas.
Yep.
How do they get from New York City to Vegas?
On a train.
On a train where you can't get out the entire way.
How long were they tased? I don't think when you get tased, you're out for that long.
God, I hope not.
Because that's a long drive.
That's a very long drive. On a train?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, part of it, by the time you wake up, you wouldn't be able to notify anybody. You can't get out. You're strapped to this inside the car, on a truck, on a train, and you're on the move.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to notify somebody of your situation until you stop. But still,
you're going to stop somewhere in that lot. Anyway, that's a stupid nitpick. I don't care about that. But it's just the running gag of all the things that happened to the Prius, including a homeless person orgy.
Yes. Dirty Mike and the boys.
And we actually see Dirty Mike, who is actually Adam McKay. I've never seen him in any of his movies before.
I don't think he's probably in Anchorman somewhere if he's in any of them.
I think I would have recognized him somehow.
In the background or just a throwaway
know.
kind of just somewhere.
I don't know.
There's so many people in Anchorman. It's easy to miss. And there's a lot of people in this movie too. Schwartz. Ben Schwartz shows up in this movie.
Yeah.
This is pre-Parks and Rec, before.
He is a baby.
He's a baby.
Sonic the Hedgehog himself.
Yeah, he's in this movie. I don't remember the actress's name, but I told you she was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, it was Mark Wahlberg's girlfriend.
Yeah, Francine. The only other stuff that you maybe would know her from... You wouldn't know her from Bring It On, because you've never seen Bring It On.
No, I've never seen her in anything.
And she's in, She's Out of My League.
Oh, I've seen that twice.
I know you've seen that.
I've seen it twice.
So you've seen her in something. But she showed up. Who else was in this? There's a lot of random, Zach Orth, he was in and Out. He's one of the high school kids, and he's shown up in a bunch of random movies. The dude, the accountant, I don't know that actor's name, but at the end of the movie, there's an accountant who's doing a wire transfer.
Yeah.
Just one of those dudes that shows up in everything.
The guy with the face.
With the face.
I've seen his face in
You
something.
all listeners know exactly who we mean, right? The guy with the face. And there's just a lot of that. There's also a guy who shows up. He was in Silicon Valley. He was on The Office.
The tall, skinny guy.
Tall, skinny dude. He's literally one line.
Yeah, he comes comes into the hallway, and Steve Coogan asks, "Oh, how is the wife?" "Well, she's still dead."
Oh, that's great. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. I think Adam McKay is one of these guys who he wants to put people that he thinks should be more famous in his movies.
Right, or he just wants to work
like
with them.
Catherine Hahn in Step Brothers.
She's also an Anchorman. I
don't remember
I
that.
believe she's an Anchorman. Like, there's a lot of people in Anchorman.
Yeah.
Anne Heche is in this movie.
Yeah,
You remember Anne Heche?
I do.
From the 90s?
I do.
That Anne Heche?
Yeah.
She's at the beginning, she's got one scene in the middle, and she's at the end. She
Yeah.
probably filmed everything in a day.
I don't think she actually changed clothing at all.
Probably they put a coat on her and some
Maybe.
sunglasses, maybe.
Maybe.
Or they gave her a
She
jacket.
looks the same and everything, but yeah, Anne Heche is in here.
Michael Keaton, like I
Michael
said,
Keaton.
shows up.
And he does his thing with the TLC stuff, and we don't actually get that until like much later in the movie. I thought it was the entire way, but there are 4 songs he says.
He says 4 songs, but he does one like 2/3 of the way into the movie,
Right.
2 rapid fire, and then one like 10 minutes later, right at the end.
Right.
And yeah, he's like making no scrubs references and waterfalls, and it's just like, no, you gotta creep. Why would you
I ain't
say
too
that
proud to beg.
twice? I don't know that TLC song.
I do.
Of all, that's the one that I never got. I figured it was because they're calling it out,
Yeah.
but I missed that song. I don't know. I was more the no scrubs generation. I kind of missed TLC.
It's not the name of a song. It's a lyric from a song.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, like his character, I think, was kind of underused. I think he was really good. Like he's got this whole backstory or side story of him working at Bed Bath & Beyond.
He has to have 2 jobs.
He has like this aside thing where, yeah, I gotta work two jobs to support my bisexual son. You know he's bisexual, right?
Yeah, he keeps saying it. So again, it's kind of one of those dated things where it's
right.
like, yeah,
You don't need to do that.
it's the macho cop thing. And yeah, this is again 2010. Michael Keaton was at the lull.
Yeah.
He was at the lull. This was pre-Birdman.
Right,
This is pre-Spider-Man.
And I don't really know like where that cutoff happened because he was Batman in when was the last Keaton Batman?
So he was only Batman in 2 movies, so 1992 or something?
I knew it was
the
early
last
90s,
time?
yeah.
But
and then we had like 2 or 3 Batmans in between. What did he do after that?
I mean, he made a ton of movies in the 90s, like a ton of movies.
But he wasn't known for anything else.
But he's one of those really interesting actors that has worked since the beginning of his career, and he has things to his name. He has credits to his name. But nothing was a real smash hit after about 1997.
Yeah.
So there's this gap for about 10 years. And then after this movie, which is why I was so surprised to see him in this, because I hadn't seen him in a movie in God knows how many years.
Right, and this is like well before he really started to go bald. And
right.
I don't remember, like, I've only really known Michael Keaton from his Birdman and later period, which is a strange thing to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. This is kind of the lull where he's amping up again, but he had been sort of dormant for a while.
Right.
And I was very surprised to see him and in a supporting role. It was very weird for 2010.
Yeah, and he doesn't really fit that well into a like police captain role. I mean, I think the character was okay, but I think he was underutilized.
I think Michael Keaton is a gifted actor and capable of doing these absurd things. And we talked about this during Beetlejuice when we watched that.
Yeah.
He can go really crazy.
Yeah.
But funny crazy.
He is a funny guy.
He's really funny. And so for him to be in this was surprising, but he's playing it funny but really straight.
Yeah.
And it works. It's not a very, like you said, a very developed character. Mm-hmm. So when he's there, he's good. He's not amazing because he's not given much to do, but like there's a scene where he is shown like close up and he's giving this pep talk.
Right.
And you assume he's talking to the cops.
Yeah.
but in fact he's giving a team meeting and a pep talk to the Bed Bath & Beyond employees. Oh, the rugs are in. The
rugs.
bath mats.
Yes.
You gotta watch out, guys. And then he starts talking about there's a serial rapist. Wait, that's for my other job. So it's like subverting the expectations and things. But yeah, then like at the end, he shows up wearing his Bed Bath & Beyond smock.
Yeah. Waving
a gun and arresting people. So I wish they had done more, because the rest of the time he's just sort of there.
Again, I think there was good bones here to this movie. I think it was very much a slapdash thing. Like, maybe the studio gave him a fuckload of money and he decided, you know what, I'm going to make an action movie. And I've got all these ideas in my head about a cop movie, and I'm going to throw them at this one just because I can.
Right. And there's another movie that came out close to this same time that frankly does it better, and it's 21 Jump Street.
Yes.
21 Jump Street.
But 21 Jump Street is based on an existing property.
It is, but it has nothing to do with the existing. Having seen the original 21 Jump Street, I will tell you, they completely subverted everything about like that show and the expectations of a buddy cop movie.
But yes, I agree with you. 21 Jump Street is better than it has any right to be.
And they're doing the same thing where they're taking a trope that this cop genre, but they're making it really funny. And while this is funny, it needs a little more. Like, it doesn't quite go far enough one way or another. It's stuck right in the middle.
Yeah.
And there are moments of fucking brilliance, and then there are moments where it's just like, heh.
I think Adam McKay can write very, very well. I think he's very smart about how he edits his movies. He lets his actors do what they do best. That's what Adam McKay is known for and is best at. But in this one, he's not a very good director.
Fair.
That's about all I can say about it. He is a hilarious and brilliant writer that has very talented people around him, but he can't direct. In this movie.
There's some weird shots in this movie that bothered me, like the weird forced perspective where you can see the person in the foreground and the person in the background are both in focus.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary or important. Why didn't you just back the camera up? I don't know. Or
bring both into frame. And,
there were just some weird little touches like that where I noticed it.
Yeah.
And normally I don't notice things like that.
Yeah. And like when you talk about the story, I think Step Brothers had a better story. Like a more coherent and able to be understood story.
Yeah, the story is very loosey-goosey. It's like, here's this guy, and he cost a bunch of money, but we don't know why, and we don't know who that other person is.
Right. We
don't know what the deal is.
We get introduced to them at Wall Street, where this company is going to be going public, and they have this scheme going on about losing money and covering things up. You don't get any of that.
There's no details. And then we get to the mystery like 20 minutes from the end of the movie.
Right. They finally decide, we need to wrap this up now.
Yep. Oh, the jewel thieves, it was all a distraction, and there was an office next door, and they're hiding evidence.
Right.
And they're gonna fix the problem by taking the police pension. We're going to invest our money, but it's a Ponzi scheme, which means all the money's just going to be gone.
Yeah.
Because the guy who runs this is an idiot.
Right. And
the union rep is dumbass.
And all they're really doing is paying off all of their other debtors.
Yes, because that's a Ponzi scheme.
Yes, indeed.
What else you got, Trent? I think we're going to kind of wrap this up, but I know there's a couple more things you wanted to bring up and I wanted to bring up.
Just a few things. Them playing Icky Thump during the shootout in the office at the very end.
Slow-mo gunfight.
Right. And it's not even a good, it's not a well-shot thing, but the funny part of him sliding backwards and he keeps on sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding.
40 feet across a boardroom table.
And yeah, Icky Thump playing in the background is a strange choice, but I support it.
There's a lot, we touched on it a little bit ago, there's a lot of interesting music cues in this movie. Like a running joke that he always plays, what is it, the Sweetwater String Band or some random shit?
I don't remember.
He plays some 70s folk music in the car. And then, like, at the end of the movie, he's playing Monday, Monday by the Mamas and the Papas. He plays Take a Look at Me Now. There's a little Phil Collins moment. But the one that stands out is they decide to go drinking, like real serious drinking.
Yeah.
And they're playing Black Eyed Peas, I'm a Bee. And it's this weird frozen tableau of the debauchery that ensues while they're drinking.
Right. And
so they're panning from one end of the bar to the other.
And it all kind of stitches together, like as the camera pans from over here at the entrance, it moves over, and then the characters are over here in the booth, and then we keep on panning, and then the characters are over here at the bar, and then we keep on panning, and the characters are at the end of the bar.
But they keep getting more and more drunk progressively, so by the end, they're like shooting guns off.
Right.
And he's biting a priest at one point.
And did you also see the beautiful woman who is on, like, hanging off of him while he's shooting the gun?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is covered in beautiful women this whole movie.
Oh, man.
Also, he's a pimp. We've completely neglected to mention
he was a pimp in college.
Will Ferrell's character was a pimp in college.
His college friend decided, I'm going to need your help to arrange dates, and this is a dating service.
And I just need a guy to, like, walk me there and make sure I get paid.
Transportation.
And he was a pimp. And that's how he met his wife.
Right.
Because he had to go to the emergency room. Because he was all drugged out.
No, it's because he had, like, poison ivy or poison oak on his butthole.
Well, I think it's both, because they show him and he's, like, weird and having a moment. And there's a song about him called Pimps Don't Cry.
Pimps Don't Cry.
And there's a scene where he and his wife are having this moment where she's soothing him and she's singing Pimps Don't Cry. It's like, what the hell is this song?
And then we are actually treated to an entire song by CeeLo Green and Ava Mendes herself.
That is a thing that is in this movie, is the two of them singing the original song, Pimps Don't Cry.
I wonder if they submitted that for an Oscar.
Listen, if Hard Out Here for a Pimp can win an Oscar, then Pimps Don't Cry should at least be eligible.
Of course it's eligible. It came out in a movie. It's an original song.
So I think the point we're making here is there's a lot of funny moments in this movie. I think it's worth watching. Are you glad we watched it at least?
Yes, I'm glad that I can strike it off the list. I was laughing throughout most of the movie. But again, I think Adam McKay's best movie, in my opinion, is The Big Short. By a long shot.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
He is the most confident that he has ever been, simply because, in my opinion, he's got the right people. The source material, the book is excellent, and it's a topic that he is very passionate about.
And again, we alluded to it here. You can see that he's inching towards it with this movie.
He wants to go that direction, yes.
But he doesn't actually take the plunge until The Big Short a couple years later.
Well, that came out in 2014, 2013?
Well, a few years later then.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was. But, again, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And, yeah, it's from this guy who makes all these stupid fucking movies.
It's true!
Yeah. So, I think I would recommend this to someone who likes Adam McKay's type of humor. Like, if you enjoyed, like, all of the Anchorman movies and all of his other funny stuff, it fits right in there with them. I don't think it's probably near the bottom, if not the bottom of that, but it's still pretty good.
It's not bad. It's funny. There are some really funny moments in this movie.
Yep. It's just kind of convoluted, and the story doesn't matter, but I want to care about your story. Whether the story actually matters in the end, I don't care. I just want to understand what's happening and have some kind of stake in it.
Yeah, don't throw it at me 15 minutes before the movie's over because you suddenly remembered you needed to have a plot.
Right. No, that's all I had to say, Betsy.
All right. Well, we can wrap this one up, but I think we've got an email from our faithful listener, an unofficial third member of our podcast.
Indeed.
Our superfan, Stephanie.
Stephanie wrote us about Underworld.
That is a movie we recently watched.
Oh, boy. So, she says, so I know I've seen this, but I don't actually remember much about it. I had a friend in elementary and middle school that was obsessed with vampires and werewolves. Me too.
Everyone's got one.
Yes. I went to see this movie with that friend. So we would watch things like Blade and Underworld at sleepovers and stuff. Though if this was early 2000s, it may have come out after she moved, which is why I have no idea why I watched this movie. Yeah,
fair.
If you're not hanging out with that friend anymore who likes to go and watch movies like this, you're not going to find a reason to go.
Probably not.
I don't remember any of the lore, but as you talked about the scenes, I would be like, oh yeah, that sounds familiar. Kate Beckinsale and Scott Speedman are both very attractive, but in kind of a bland way. Nothing about this movie was very compelling, and I don't remember much about it, clearly.
That's always the worst, when I know I have seen a movie and can recall nothing.
Or like I have to be watching it and
it starts to click.
My mind starts to fucking trick me. It's like I remember this, but I don't know what's happening next.
Yeah.
I can't like recall it in my mind.
You're getting deja vu,
right?
But
So I know I've experienced this before, but goddamn it, it's just not coming back to me.
Yeah, that is a sign of a truly bad movie if I cannot explain to you what I watched when asked about the movie years later.
Right.
Most movies, I can. Mm-hmm. I've proven that many times in this podcast.
if I'm going to sit down and commit an hour and a half or more of my life to your movie, I'm going to pay attention in some capacity.
Give me something to remember.
There are very, very few movies. In fact, there are movies that I've said this before. The only movie I've ever walked out of the theater for was The Benchwarmers. I paid to see The Benchwarmers in a theater, and I walked out.
You poor man.
Thankfully, it was at our second run theater, and I only paid like $3 for it, so whatever. Anyway, to finish the email, I agree that Equilibrium deserves a watch, but a lot of those Matrix-style movies were lame.
Very much so.
Equilibrium is awesome. I really want to get a high-quality version of that because it looks really cool.
There's some really well-shot and really well-thought-out action sequences.
And like the lore of that movie is really cool. The world that they built was really cool.
The cast is really good.
Yeah.
The acting is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go see Equilibrium. If you guys are looking for like a Matrix ripoff from the early aughts.
And it's very much a Matrix ripoff down to the fucking trench coats.
Absolutely. But at least it's a good movie of its own.
Yes.
Equilibrium, seek it out. It's worth your time.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, once again.
Thanks, Stephanie.
We want to hear from the rest of you guys. Like, what we asked the question last episode, what's a movie that you've watched many, many times, more than you can count?
Right.
You can answer that question. What is the movie that's a ripoff of The Matrix from the early aughts that you despise?
Are there any movies that you have ever walked out of?
Yeah, are there any movies you ever walked out of? Tell us that. We want to hear from you.
Email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on the Twitter machines, neverseenit_pod. You can support the show by clicking the link in the podcast description about support. You can throw us a buck on Anchor. Please also subscribe to the show if you haven't already, and share us with your friends, and rate us on the iTunes and the Spotifys.
And all those places that you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be it for this one. Thank you again for listening. This has been Never Seen It. I have been Betsy.
And I'm Trent.
And we will catch you guys next time.
See ya.